This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
Shopping is hard, right? But I found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And he sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what works and send back the rest. It's so easy. Make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you ever spotted McDonald's hot, crispy fries right as they're being scooped into the carton? And time just stands still. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Making strategy a priority, overcoming barriers to dedicated strategic thinking. Time abstract. This article examines why strategic planning, despite its recognized importance, frequently receives inadequate attention in organizations. Drawing from management research, it identifies 3 primary barriers: leadership's daily operational demands crowding out long-term thinking, stakeholder pressure for short-term results discouraging future-focused investments, and the abstract nature of traditional strategic planning making implementation challenging. The authors provide practical solutions for each obstacle, including dedicated time-blocking techniques for strategic thinking, realignment of incentive structures to reward long-term perspectives, and methods to ground abstract strategies in concrete action plans with clear ownership. Through case examples across healthcare, technology, and other sectors, the article offers an evidence-based framework for elevating strategic planning from a neglected afterthought to an integrated organizational priority that balances visionary thinking with operational execution. Strategy is widely recognized as crucial for organizational success. Yet strategic planning rarely receives the focused attention it deserves.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
There are several key reasons why dedicated time for strategy development is often neglected in practice, despite its importance. Today we will explore the research behind why strategy tends to be deprioritized, along with practical recommendations for making strategic thinking a higher priority within organizations. Busy leaders lack focus on long-term thinking. Research has shown that busy executives face constant pressures that discourage long-term strategic thinking. Gupta et al. 1999. Ketz de Vries, 1995. Day-to-day fires, urgent emails, and meetings consume attention that could instead focus on bigger-picture strategic goals. Crisis management routinely displaces strategic thinking. Mintzberg, 1994, p. 111. Leaders want to solve immediate challenges rather than plan distantly. Furthermore, strategic planning requires dedicated time and mental energy. Yet leaders' calendars are usually full with reactive tasks rather than proactive strategic workshops or offsites. Albana and Child. 2007. When will resources be found to think strategically if the to-do list never ends? Making time work to overcome this challenge, leaders must intentionally guard strategic thinking time. One healthcare CEO blocks Mondays for strategy alone. Smith, 2019. This weekly cadence makes the mindset switch to longer-term perspectives easier and more sustained. Calendars should also schedule annual off-site retreats solely dedicated to strategic planning free from interruptions. Grabiniak. 2006. Leaders can also delegate urgent issues proactively to free up mental space. At a technology company, the director assigns responsibility for new initiatives to staff ahead of planning sessions. Jones. 2020. Without distractions, focused strategic conversations are possible. Short-term pressures drive tactical mindsets. Shareholders demand consistent short-term results, leading executives to prioritize quarterly goals over strategic visions that may not pay off for years. Mintzberg et al. 1998. Rindova, 2009. Tactical actions feel safer bets with clearer payoffs than speculative strategies, without long-term shareholder value considerations. Leaders manage financials each quarter rather than invest in future growth that may depress near-term performance. Goschel. 2005. This encourages tactical adjustments rather than innovative strategies that position the company differently in changing conditions. Aligning incentives to remedy this, incentive structures must value long-term strategic objectives as highly as short-term targets. At Anthropic, engineering VP bonuses depend partly on achieving multi-year AI safety goals, not just annual milestones. Clark and Amodi, 2021. Stock grants that vest over 5 to 10 years also reward sustained strategic success versus quick wins. Pepchuk and Fried. 2004. Combined with open communication of strategic plans to shareholders. This balances interests between tactics and strategy. Strategic planning remains abstract. Traditional strategic planning workshops generate aspirational visions and frameworks with little accountability for execution. Vague plans collect dust on shelves when urgency returns. Hacks and Majlov, 1991. Noble, 1999. Why dedicate effort to plans that may never impact operations? Conversely, tactics focus on implementable actions with clear owners and timelines. Angwin et al. 2016. They generate achievable wins that assure some progress versus speculative strategic initiatives. Grounding strategies in action to make strategies concrete. Owners must be designated and timelines set before workshops end. At healthcare provider Atrius, cross-functional teams begin strategic implementation immediately after retreats. Lown. 2017. Strategies directly inform priority initiatives in operating plans. Goals should also become part of managers' OKR targets for accountability. Strategies then drive tactical actions rather than existing separately. With ownership and cadence established, strategy regains relevance over abstraction. Conclusion: despite its importance, strategy fails to receive dedicated attention it deserves from busy executives facing constant operational pressure. However, intentional guarding of strategic thinking time through scheduling and delegation can overcome daily distractions. Aligning leadership incentives to long-term value in addition to short-term performance tackles the emphasis on tactics. Finally, developing strategies hand-in-hand with implementation owners and timelines grounds abstract plans in tangible operational impact. By addressing the key reasons strategy slips lower on priorities, organizations across industries like healthcare, technology, and beyond can make strategic leadership a sustained focus. With research-grounded practices like reserved strategic time, balanced incentives and concrete strategic execution, companies position themselves to envision innovative directions and stay relevant through periods of disruptive change. Strategy, once again, regains its proper standing as a leadership imperative.